President Biden says this is the way out. 6 points of a plan to vaccinate the nation out of the pandemic. But
does that sound like a little bit more of a dictatorship as opposed to a free world?
will it work?
You know, as of right now, I'd probably say, you know what, I'm going to quit.
Preparing to mark a somber anniversary, how Metro Detroit and the nation is remembering the victims of 9/11 20 years later. Brandon.
Karen, that 70s thing, great for Friday night high school football, but we're bringing back summer temps for your weekend.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
First at 4, we're on top of the reaction to President Biden's new vaccine requirements, but we begin with the increase in COVID cases here in Michigan. Over the past 2 days, Michigan added 6,095 new cases. That's an average of 3,047 cases a day. We lost another 59 lives. A group of Henry Ford Health employees have now withdrawn a lawsuit challenging the company's vaccine mandate. A Livingston County commissioner has introduced a resolution saying the county won't comply with President Biden's new vaccine rules. He's calling for vaccine mandates or weekly testing for companies with more than 100 workers. The Republican National Committee calls it unconstitutional and says it will sue. President Biden is now reacting to the possibility of challenges in court.
Have at it. Look, I am so disappointed that particularly some of the Republican governors have been so cavalier with the health of these kids, so cavalier with the health of their communities.
In addition to the new work rules, the president's plan requires all federal employees and contractors be vaccinated, as well as healthcare workers at facilities that receive federal money. Now, the moves are getting mixed reaction. Paula Tutman spent the day talking to Metro Detroiters. Paula, what are you hearing?
Well, you better believe it's getting mixed reaction, because over here you hear a loud sigh of relief from some. On the other side, you hear really extreme anger. And some of it is really about a mistrust of the health system as well as the government, but also what some people I've talked to today say almost a petulance because they don't want to be told what to do. The President Biden way out of COVID plan, 11 pages, 6 salient points, and the read is interpreted very differently depending on who you are. We talked to 4 different Michiganders. Dr. Ovita Fuller, an internationally renowned virologist from the University of Michigan, who also sits on the FDA Vaccine Advisory Panel.
I am grateful for the plan that was announced yesterday because I want us to get out of this pandemic.
George Mathis, a vaccinated Northern Macomber.
Does that sound like a little bit more of a dictatorship as opposed to a free world?
His wife, Jennifer, who is not vaccinated.
I understand what's going on. I fully understand the gravity of the situation, but I'm just not there yet.
And Dr. Mark Nabin, a medical ethicist from Oakland University and Beaumont Hospital.
Is it going to work? Yes. But are there downsides? There certainly are. I mean, the immediate downside, as you say, is the political pushback. This is going to further polarize vaccination policy along party lines.
Dr. Fuller believes if the nation buys into this plan, it is the way out of the pandemic.
There are going to be outliers. There are going to be people who will not do it under any circumstances. But there are going to be a lot more people who, because now every company with 100 people or more is required to have, as an OSHA ruling, a lot less folks are going to say, well, I'm just going to go down the street and get a job at another company.
But both Jennifer and George are livid that the government is, in their view, squeezing people to force them to inject anything into their bodies.
Now I'd probably say, you know what, I'm going to quit. I mean, I just want to know what it's going to be like down the road. We know what these other vaccines do. We've seen them. We don't see anything from that yet.
Yet vaccines have been mandated for years for any child in public school. Short of a minority of opt-out options in some states, vaccines have mostly squashed diseases like polio, measles, chickenpox, diphtheria. In the end, will this work?
It's sad that you are falling back on coercion, because coercion, using the government power to make people do things, sometimes that's what you have to do. But that should be your last resort. what you should be doing first, right, is helping people understand that these are good choices to make for themselves and for their family based on sort of trusting the health institutions and the government. And so in that way, we have failed people in Michigan, our communities, and across the country.
Yeah, so, the whole thing about being part of a nation is you have rules. That's part of society. And so while some people equate this to, well, we're made to wear seatbelts, that is not invasive like a vaccine. And so, like you said earlier, cue the lawsuits, but also Michigan has a variety of opt-out options that I'm sure people will start taking a look at. So will this work? It depends on how many people decide to go ahead, get the vaccine, do the masking, and do what's needed as opposed to fighting this.
All right. Thank you, Paula. In other news this afternoon, the turmoil continuing in Flat Rock over the fuel leak near Ford's assembly plant. Testing on the city's sewers and schools continues today. Testing the air quality in homes is next. Eagle is mandating that Ford handle all of the cleanup and give daily progress reports. 1,100 homes remain evacuated this afternoon. At 6, the local Ford defenders speak with a man who installed the fuel tanks. He explains why the fuel leak never should have happened. A woman is killed and 2 men are hospitalized following a triple shooting in Detroit. It happened just after midnight on Capitol Street near Evergreen and Plymouth Roads. A woman in her 30s died from her injuries. Both men are in serious condition and one of them was arrested. Police believe the shooting may stem from a domestic dispute. An orange barrel alert for you this weekend. Drivers on I-75 in Oakland County, beware. I-75 will be closed between Square Lake Road and 8 Mile Road. That starts at 11 o'clock tonight, and that's for bridge work. All traffic will be detoured to Woodward Avenue during the closure. Local traffic will be able to access northbound I-75 at 14 Mile Road. Southbound lanes will reopen by 8 a.m. Sunday. Northbound lanes will reopen by 5 a.m. Monday. Definitely a beautiful Friday out there. And Brandon, it's even better news for the weekend.
For all of those who thought summer was gone, we didn't get much of a summer, we do have, good looking days ahead that are very summer-like. In the meantime, we are psyched. Friday night high school football. And I'll say it, officially, let the weekend begin. We have low and middle 70s as we look live here in Mount Clemens. Few clouds out there, but no rain, no sweat. West winds will eventually turn to the southwest, especially through the weekend, really helping to warm us up. You see a couple of puffy cumulus clouds there, and as we look for any rain, nothing showing up. Your football forecast. Tonight, we have a sunset around 7:51. Should be right around room temperature, Karen, for kickoff, falling down into the 60s. Different story for your weekend ahead.
Thank you very much, Brandon. It's a day that changed the course of history. Tomorrow marks the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. Today, the Detroit Police and Fire Departments honor the nearly 3,000 lives lost that day in a memorial service at Campus Martius. In addition to honoring the victims, today's ceremony also recognized the heroes on the front line. Now for a look at how the nation is marking the somber anniversary, let's send it out to Kimberly Gill in the newsroom.
Yeah. Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. Tomorrow will be a day of reflection with tributes planned from coast to coast, including many here in Metro Detroit. President Biden will visit memorials at all 3 crash sites in New York City, Washington, D.C., and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Right now, security is being increased at the September 11th memorial site in Lower Manhattan. Barricades are being put up ahead of tomorrow's ceremony, where family members will continue the tradition of reading aloud the names of the victims. A moment of silence was held this morning on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. In the nation's capital, commemorations were held at both the Justice Department and the State Department, where Secretary of State Anthony Blinken talked about the impact that we all still feel.
For many of us, even if we weren't in New York or Virginia that day, even if we were on the other side of the world, it felt somehow deeply personal. And I think it still does. 9/11 was, to understate, one of the darkest days in our history, but out of it also came these demonstrations of profound humanity, compassion, strength, and courage.
Coming up at 5 and 6, we'll continue to remember the lives lost that day and look at how the attacks changed the way we live our lives. And then tomorrow, we'll have complete coverage of the anniversary with events from around Metro Detroit. We're compiling a list. If you want to mark the day, you can find it on clickondetroit.com. Karen, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines around the world this Friday. We begin in Afghanistan, where a second passenger flight took off from the Kabul airport today with the approval of the Taliban. The Qatar Airways plane was carrying 158 passengers, including Americans and Canadians. Yesterday, the first international flight left Kabul in a sign that some foreign nationals who want to leave the country will be able to do so. Many civilians have been scrambling to leave the country since the Taliban takeover and U.S. withdrawal. Moving to Mexico, a popular resort area is hit by Hurricane Olaf. The storm hit the Los Cabos resort as a Category 2 hurricane, bringing torrential rain and wind of 100 miles an hour. People were evacuated from flood-prone areas. Nearly 20,000 tourists were told to hunker down in their hotels. The storm did weaken and is expected to continue as it moves along the coast before heading into the Pacific. Major ruling against Apple today that could impact you. What a judge decided that may push down the prices you pay to download some of your favorite apps. And watch as an SUV with no one behind the wheel rolls right towards a group of students at school. What happened next has the teacher being called a hero. But first, they had guns, ammo, knives, and a map of the school's security cameras. How deputies were able to stop a possible mass shooting at a middle school.